In previous video, we saw that the total variation measures how much is the differences in the data. Now we will talk about the slope limiter methods. Why we are doing that, and what is the motive behind that? Suppose we have I and I plus 1, and there is a cell number I and the cell number I plus 1. So these are two cells. Previously, Godunov's introduced that when we have the Q and I is equal to some constant, Q tilde is just a constant value. Suppose we have just constant value, so on in each cell, then it is upwind method. We get upwind method, and upwind method is TVD method. Upwind method is TVD method. It does not create the oscillations in the system or in the numerical method. But uh, when we use linear linear approximation, when we use, for example, linear, we replace Q tilde with piecewise linear function, which actually increases the order. It increases the order, but in discontinuities there are oscillations. For example, if we have discontinuity, even Lex Van 't Hoff method will create oscillations over here. But on the same problem, if we apply TBD, that upwind method, which is TBD, it will just smear out the numerical method. Diffusive, it is diffusive. So what we want to do, our aim is to decrease the oscillations. So in the case of piecewise linear polynomial, we have, for example, a situation like this. We might have a line, and we might also have a line approximation in the other cell as well. So we want to limit these two slopes. What the first limiter, the definition is written on the right hand side, and let me just define how it works. We want to limit the slope. The slope actually appears in the formula. It is a slope. So what it does, the min mod does, it measures the slope from I to I, cell number I to I minus 1. This is a definition of slope. And it also measures the slope in the neighboring cell Q and I plus 1, Q and I divided by delta x. It measures the slope in two cells. Here I just have shown you the cells at I and I plus 1. Maybe I just draw that another cell I minus 1 so you can understand that. Let me just take it on the right hand side, and here I have I minus 1. This is I minus 1. So here I might have another slope like this, or maybe some slope like this, or it can be with other than zero slope, so something like that. Okay. So what it does, it measures the slope in every cell. It measures the slope over here, then it measures the slope in this cell, then it measures the slope in all these. The slope will be measured in two cells. Okay, the slope at I and I minus 1 at this interface. Okay, I minus 1 half. It measures the slope on the left hand side and on the right hand side, so on. So it measures the slope at two different situations. So when it measures the slope, then we have a minimum value, and the minimum value is defined from this formula. Here we have, for example, when A mod, when A mod less than B mod and AB is greater than 0, then it gives A. So it gives you less slope. If A mod is greater than B mod and B is less than A mod, and situation is that when the two numbers, since it is just a number, when these two numbers multiply together and the answer is greater than 0, it means both slopes are negative or both slopes are positive. Then it will give you the least slope. And if both slope have, for example, one slope is positive and another slope is negative, so it means that it will create, if one has positive slope, another one has negative slope, so there is a maximum. It wants to avoid the maximum since it will create oscillations, something like it will create oscillations. Since the slope over here and the slope over here are opposite, so there is a maximum, or maybe the situation like this. Okay, it wants to avoid that, so min mod put that equal to 0. That's how the slopes are decided in for the sigma and n. So you have to put that sigma and the decision is made on these two slopes. These two slopes are created from cell number I and cell number I minus 1 and cell number I plus 1 and cell number I. So that's how the slopes are created. Okay. There is another limiter as well, which is called Spurby limiter. Spurby limiter. The Spurby limiter, maybe I go to next page. In Spurby limiter, in Spurby limiter, I define the slope. Actually, Spurby defined the slope like this: max mod and sigma 1 I, sigma 2 I, where these two slopes, there are two slopes defined separately. For example, the first slope is sigma 1 I is equal to min mod, and we have to calculate slopes at I plus 1 q and I divided by delta x, and 2, then we have q and I minus 1 divided by delta x. So this is one sigma and I, and another one is sigma 1, sigma 2, it should be 2 I will be equal to min mod, and then we have 2 q n I plus 1 minus q n I divided by delta x, q n I minus q n I minus 1 divided by delta x. So this is the Spurby limiter. It limits the slopes in the solution. So here you can see that what Spurby did, he introduced two values over here, and these two values are defined by min mod. So he was using the definition of min mod, and he was applying the min mod on the one slope and another, which is the 2. So it wants to increase the order of the method. There is 2. The reason is it wants to create a higher order method. Although remember that the min mod also increases the order of a numerical method. Okay, increases the order min mod. All the limiters, what all the limiters do, they actually increase the order of a method. So that's how we define the Spurby limiter. So here we have max mod. So it wants to, rather than finding the min mod, it wants to find the maximum value from these two min mod. From min mod, it will choose a minimum value over here. You put that over here, then min mod value from the second argument, and then it finds a maximum of these two. This is called the Spurby limiter. There is one another very famous limiter. I'm not going to show, I'm not showing you the limiters, how they are drawn. Mathematics is more important in these cases. Another one is mono, monotonized, monotonized central difference limiter. Central difference limiter. This is also a very famous limiter. It is called MC limiter. MC limiter. How it is defined? It is defined like this: sigma and I, the slope. This is min mod, and it is choosing. It chooses the value from the first value is Qn, the numerical method. The value of Q at I plus 1. Then we have Qn I minus 1 divided by 2 delta x. Then we have 2 Qn I minus Qn I minus 1 divided by delta x. Then we have the third value as well. So it is actually going one step further and creating a third value in the third argument, Qni divided by delta x. So this, choosing a value from these three arguments by min mod, this is called the MC limiter. MC limiter. Okay. So in the next video, I will talk about the flux formulation, and I will also talk about some TVD methods. Thank you for watching.